Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on a really simple little necklace and a bracelet using beads from our SoftFlex design company's design challenge kit, Lovebug. Let's turn down and I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, I have two little packages here. This is the bracelet, part of the bracelet things. It needs a few more. And this is the necklace. Now this is going to be a really simple little bar necklace, but we're going to use this pretty little heart that we got in our kit. And then I've added a bail and some little crystal spacers and some jump rings and our lobster claw, as well as some chain and a extender. So this is going to be a very simple little necklace, and we're just going to have these beads on this side and these beads on the other side with the bail in between. And there's one of these little guys going to go between each of these. And then this will hang down here. Then we'll have chain up both sides. I need to get us some wire out, as my normal little run-to sometimes is just to use a piece of old head pin and just cut the head off. But this time we need a little more wire than that, so we're going to get out our 20 gauge wire, and we're going to cut a piece of that off. So here's our 20 gauge wire. We need to find the end of this baby. Go. Now I need to ascertain about how much I want. I need to have about this much because we want to do our wrap on one end and then our beads on the other, so we'll just cut this right here. And we'll trim this side off because it has a sharp edge. I think we'll probably cut the ends off as it is, but we want to make sure we have enough. So the first thing we want to do is straighten this out some, even though we are going to put a bow in it. But we need to do our wrapped loop on the one side. So we'll push this up, get our bell making plier out, wrap it around and over and down, bring her over and up. We're going to leave a gap here because we are going to put, come off, one of these pieces of chain on here. So this is just going to be a simple chain necklace. Looks like I didn't leave a gap here. There we go. So now that we have the chain down through there, take our pliers and hold. Tip this up a little bit. Take our other pair of pliers and wrap this 3-4 times. Then we'll trim it off and tuck it in. Okay, now that we have that done, we just have to put our beads on here. So we're going to start with this red one, or sparkly pink, I guess it is. Then one of our tiny little crystal rondelles, the pearl fellow, roll it up there, crystal. Now we have our bell. Now since we're just on, you can do one or two things here. You can use this here, or we can put a couple of seed beads underneath it. This should fit on this wire, I would think. We just need like 3 or 4 to keep it from wiggling around too horribly much. It's still going to wiggle because this is, you know, it's a pretty good sized hole. It's not as big as some of them, but it's still a good sized hole. Okay, there we go. Roll those down. See how they look with the bail, if it's out of it or if it's still in there. I think it's about perfect. So now we'll feed the beads from the other side on. Come on. Oh, don't lose that bead. Come on, baby. Where's your hole? There we go. Now the bell's flipping, but that's because there's no weight on it yet. So and here is our little bar. So now we want this to go the same direction as this one. So we want to take our pliers and put them in here and bend this direction. Next we want to get our bell making pliers in, go up and around, bring her over in here, leave a gap. You got to put that other piece of chain in, and straighten it up some. Now we'll get our chain, feed it on this side, get hold again, and now we're going to wrap this side. Okay, now we'll trim this excess off. Okay, need to come here, you. Okay, now tuck that in, and we have our little bar with our beads. Next thing we want to do is hook our little heart on, and that's a simple matter of opening up a jump ring. Now this should be big enough for this because it's just 2 loops, but we'll see. I might need to get a slightly bigger one. Okay, there is our little necklace here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I want this to be a little rounded, so I'm going to take hold of both edges and I'm going to put my fingers right here in the middle and just curve it up some. See, like so. And now the last thing we have to do is put on our lobster claw and our extender clasp. So here is the jump ring for our lobster claw. So we'll go to the end of the chain. Come on, baby. And put our lobster claw on. And then we will take this larger jump ring, which would be the normal one it would hook into, and we'll put it on the other end, and we'll hook our extender chain onto this as well. Oh, maybe we won't be using the big one. Oh, yes, there we go. And there's our extender chain. And we close it up. Make sure it's well closed. And there is our simple little tiny but oh so cute bar necklace. Isn't that cute? So that's finished. There's our little necklace. Now the second item I was thinking we would work on is a bracelet. Now this is going to be a rather simple bracelet. We're going to take this infinity heart here, and we're going to hook it from here with, there's our lobster claw and our jump rings. Let's get those in back there. Oops, that's not a jump ring. Or not a, it is a jump. These are the jump rings. Those are crimp tubes. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this little guy and we're going to put a bead strand on both sides. So that's going to be a pearl, a crystal spacer, rondelle, crystal spacer, this red guy, crystal spacer, rondelle, crystal spacer, pearl. And we're going to do that on both sides. Should have, yep, there's the fourth one. Then on either side of the pearl, we're going to put one of these little ball spacers. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take our beading wire and we're going to put it on this side and have our beads go this direction. And then to finish it, we're going to use a double loop of chain to whatever we need left to finish it up. So it's going to go like so. Or we could just go one loop, one strand. We'll see what we decide as we get there. But first thing we want to do is get out our beading wire. And we're going to simply cut a couple of lengths. We don't need a lot because we're only going to put those beads on it right there. And I actually should have probably got some of my red, but this is the pink that came in the kit, and we will use it. So the first thing we want to do on both sides is take one of the jump rings, or excuse me, one of the crimp tubes, and put it over one side. Go down, pull her up, and crimp it. Turn, crimp, turn, crimp, turn, crimp. This crimp, even though it started very pretty, is looking sort of ugly. There we go, we got her now. Okay, now we got to do the other side. Now we'll crimp this on the other side here. So do exactly the same thing. Put our crimp tube on, bring her down and into here. Looks like about the same. So we want to crimp this side now. Looks like this side behaved a little better than that side. Both sides are good and tight. Now we'll go through this little ball spacer. Now, I don't think that we can get 2 wires on the pearl though. So I'm just going to cut this right here after I got the ball spacer on. Just roll it right up to it and crimp it off. Then we'll go pearl. Now that we've got that side all put in, we will put a bead stopper on here. Okay. And we'll do exactly the same on the other side. Okay, now that we've got this strung, we need to see about how much chain we're going to need to finish it off. And it's going to sit just like that, so we're going to need probably a good 2 or 3 inches. Okay, it's just barely over 4 inches, which means if we want to make it be 7, we need 3 inches. But our guy here is going to take up probably a good 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. So we don't even need 2 inches on either side. Just about, you know, a little bit. So I was thinking we'd just double it up, but this chain I don't think needs doubled. It's pretty thick. If we were to use a smaller chain, I probably would double it, but I don't think I'll double this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crimp the chain onto one side here, and then we're going to figure out how much length we need, and then I will cut the chain at that time. So we're going to, I probably should have had that a little looser, but that's all right. It works still. Go onto the chain here at this one end. And as you can see, I had quite a bit more wire than I needed. And we'll go through our crimp tube and then our little round bead here. Pull her up tight. Now remember, this one is got 2 sides of cording, so we only want to crimp on one side. So we're going to crimp her right here. Get our crimp tube right in the middle and squish. And then we'll turn it and squish. And then we'll cut our excess wire off. So here is the one side. So we'll pull this around. And I think I'm actually going to cut it, the chain, right here. And that's probably going to still be longer than I need it. So maybe right here or right here. Now I'm going to get my heavy duty cutters to cut this chain. There we go. And what we're going to do then is I'm going to just hook it to the other side, or maybe we'll figure out where halfway point is here on our chain. It's not that long, so I probably even couldn't count the links. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 20. So 10 on either side. So we'll cut this in half. At 10, but first, so I don't have to play with little pieces of chain, I'm just going to crimp this right now. And if we get it a little twisted, since I'm going to cut it in half, it's not that big of a deal because we will be cutting it in half. So we'll go over through here. We'll get hold of this and pull. Push these down. Pull again. Now push the little bead down so that we can get to our crimp bead tube easily. Get in here and squish. Turn it and squish again. Pull and trim. So there's the chain in. Now I'm going to find my tin, and I'm going to cut it. You know what? With tin, it's going to cut unevenly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Well, considering I was thinking it would probably be too long, if it's 9, if it's a 10 on the other side, I will cut one more link out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's 10 on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is the one we cut. So we'll cut one more link over here. And if I end up with it shorter than I actually want it to be, in the end, I can always put an extender chain on here. But I don't think it will be because we have all the... we have to put the lobster claw on stuff yet. So we can come around here and see, we're right about, I don't know if you can see, I think it'll be about perfect for a 7-inch bracelet. So we're going to get out our pliers and open up this little one. And it will go on one side to put our lobster claw on. Closed? Yes. Okay. Oh, did I check this? Yeah, it works fine. Now we'll open the other side. And put the big one on this side. Close it up. Now, and there is our bracelet. Oh, actually it goes this way. All finished. And let's get our sizer out and see what size it ended up being. So here's the sizer. Here's the bracelet. We'll just slide her right down there. And it's 7 1/4. So that's great. I can go for that. So there's our bracelet and our necklace. These pretty much match each other, don't they? So now I think my wrist is 7 inches if I remember right. This needs to lay this direction. And see, it would match, comes right up to it. So I think that turned out quite nicely. My bead strand's a little loose here, but not too bad. So there is our bracelet and our necklace, both finished and looking pretty darn good. So there we go. There is our little bracelet right here with our heart and our infinity symbol. And the beads are from the SoftFlex company's Design Challenge Kit Lovebug. So there's our bracelet, and as I said, that was ended up being 7 1/4 when we finished it. And then this is our little silver heart charm necklace, little bar necklace. Very simple, very easy. You know, we never measured this, did we? Let's do that. I think I cut the chain so it would be 18 inches. So from the tip up here to down here is actually would be 18, and then of course when you add the length of the bar it's more like 20 probably, but I think it turned out really pretty. So anyway, there's the little necklace. Very simple but very pretty. It does have an extender if you wanted little extra length. So the all the beads, well, not the crystal spacers, but the beads themselves and the heart were from the Lovebug kit. So there we are, bracelet, necklace from Lovebug from SoftFlex Company. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.